ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்கம் டு கில்லி கிரிஷ். 2026-27 கல்வியாண்டுக்கான கலை திருவிழா கூடிய சீக்கிரத்திலேயே ஆரம்பிக்க போகுது. இந்த கலை திருவிழாவுக்கான மைய கருத்து இளையோர் திறன் நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். இதில் 1 முதல் 5ஆம் வகுப்பு வரை உள்ள மாணவர்களுக்கு கதை கூறும் போட்டி தமிழ்லையும் ஆங்கிலம் ரெண்டுலேயுமே இருக்குது. இதில் நாம் ஸ்டோரி டெல்லிங் ஆங்கிலத்தில் பார்க்கலாம். உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா இதை நீங்கள் யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வாங்க நாம் வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகலாம்.
The Museum of Tomorrow. One rainy afternoon, a little girl named Yalini was walking home from school with her grandfather. As they walked through a quiet street, Yalini noticed a beautiful old building she had never seen before. Above its large wooden door were golden words that read, "The Museum of Tomorrow." "Grandpa," she exclaimed with excitement. "Can we go inside?" Grandpa smiled warmly. "Of course," he replied. As the heavy wooden door slowly opened with a loud creak, Yalini's eyes grew with wonder. The museum was unlike any place she had ever seen. There were no dinosaur skeletons, no ancient kings, and no dusty paintings. Instead, every room seemed to hold a glimpse of the future. A kind lady walked towards them with a gentle smile. "My name is Pavitra," she said. "Welcome to the Museum of Tomorrow." Yalini looked around curiously. "But where are all the old things?" she asked. Pavitra smiled. "This museum is different," she said softly. "It does not keep the past, it keeps the future." They entered the first room. Above the entrance was a shining board that read, "Future Scientist." Inside stood a young woman in a white lab coat. Around her were smiling people applauding her great invention. Yalini looked around excitedly. "What did she invent?" she asked. Instead of pointing to a machine, Pavitra pointed to a tiny broken toy car kept safely inside a glass box. "When she was your age," Pavitra explained, "she loved fixing broken toys instead of throwing them away. That small habit became curiosity. Curiosity became knowledge, and knowledge became an invention that helped thousands of people." Yalini looked at the little toy car once again. "So it all started with one broken toy?" Pavitra nodded. "Yes, every great journey begins with something small." They continued walking until they reached another room. A magnificent painting covered the entire wall. It showed different colorful flowers, singing birds, flowing rivers, smiling children, and beautiful green forest. Above it was another board, "Future Artist." "What made her so famous?" Yalini asked. Pavitra carefully opened a glass case and showed her an old drawing notebook. "When she was little," Pavitra said, "she drew one picture every single day. Some drawings were beautiful, some were not, but she never stopped creating. Every page helped her become a better artist." Yalini smiled. She realized that practice could slowly turn into talent. They walked into the next room. This room was very different. There were no medals, no trophies, no certificates, only a pair of old worn-out shoes. Yalini looked puzzled. "What is so special about these shoes?" Pavitra smiled once again. "When he was a little boy, he wore these shoes every Saturday. He walked around his neighborhood, helping elderly people carry their bags. He planted saplings with his friends. He helped clean the local park. He discovered something many people forget. Helping others is also a skill." Yalini had never thought about kindness that way before. Finally, they reached the largest room in the museum. It was bright, beautiful, peaceful, and completely empty. In the very center of the room stood a single shining mirror. Yalini looked around in confusion. "But where is the exhibit?" Pavitra gently pointed towards the mirror. "It is right there." Slowly, Yalini walked towards it. She looked into the mirror. She saw herself. "I don't understand," she whispered. Pavitra smiled kindly. "This room belongs to you. No one knows what your future will be. You may become a teacher who inspires thousands of children. You may become a scientist who discovers something new. You may become an artist who fills the world with beauty. You may become a doctor who saves life. You may become an athlete who makes our country proud, or perhaps you will become someone the world has never seen before. The museum cannot finish this row. Only you can. Yalini stood quietly, looking at her reflection. For the first time, she understood something very important. Youth skills are not built overnight. They begin with small choices: being curious, being kind, learning something new every day, helping someone without expecting anything in return, trying again after making a mistake. As Yalini and her grandfather stepped out of the museum, she turned around for one last look. But the building had disappeared. Only its message remained in her heart. Tomorrow is built by the skills we choose today. My dear friends, every one of us is writing our own story. Every kind act, every new lesson, every good habit is building the future. Who knows? One day, there may be a room in the Museum of Tomorrow with your name on it. Thank you.